Hola, hola. So today we are in our first episode of Tinto Time with Alejandra. We would like to have a small chat that we will discuss about our challenges and the journey of being entrepreneurs. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself, and then each of us we will introduce ourselves, right? Over the 16 years I have been living in UAE. I'm the founder of colombianadubai. It has been 14 years being an entrepreneur and 6 years with the actual business. Mother of 2 teenagers, beautiful kids, Isabel and Matias, that has been my greatest support. And yeah, that's what I can say for now.
Thanks for having me today. My name is Sara. I'm originally from Morocco. I came to Dubai in 2008, so it's been already 17 years. Started my career as in investment banking, consulting, and all corporate. And then about 6 years ago, I launched my business, basically inspired by my own son. And that has been a great journey so far.
Hi, my name is Liliana Velasquez. I'm the owner and founder of Latin Superfoods. I've been in Dubai for the past 27 years. I opened my company with the purpose of connecting companies from Latin America into the UAE.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to see you all here. My name is Daniela. I'm from Colombia. I have a workshops. The name is Senses by Dani. It's from coffee and painting. These workshops is for Latin communities, and it's a good opportunity for connect and know different people from Latin countries on other parts of the world.
Sara, I would like to ask you what has been your inspiration to launch your business and what has been the biggest challenges? I know there is a lot, but the most important.
Sure. So basically, as I said, I come from the corporate world. I've always been solving problems for people. And then in 2016, I had my first son. And it just happened to be one of the fussiest eater ever, is that I breastfed him for life. He would not take a bottle, he would not open his mouth. It was really, really difficult. And then came the time I had to drop him to nursery. And every time I would pick him up, he wouldn't have eaten his food because the rice would have touched the chicken, or the strawberry touched the cucumbers, and the color somehow touched, and he wouldn't eat. So he's that type of child that would not eat unless it's something that he likes. So I ended up being that type of parent that would send so many containers with rating snack 1, lunch, snack 2, and all that things. And I think the teachers were quite annoyed with me because I was like, if you give him the fruits before the chicken, he's not eating the lunch. So make sure you open them in a certain order. And then it was 2017, and I was like, there is no way that we are in 2017 and nobody ever thought about a lunchbox with compartments, which today I'm telling you, we are everywhere. It's become very normal, but back in the day did not exist. Did not. I went to every store on Amazon, everywhere. It was not existent. The only option with compartments was glass. So plastic, very heavy, and no school accepts glass. It's very dangerous.
It's dangerous.
So I came up with the idea. Basically, I'm a finance person, so I know nothing in marketing, in creative, in creating products, in bringing things, in trading, nothing, zero logistics. So I go ahead, find a friend that was doing trading with China for a very long time, and I asked him, can you find me a factory that does plastic? Connects me with them. They start working on the product, asking me the very basic questions of, what type of plastic do you want? And I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. And then I started learning as I'm developing the product. But all I knew was I wanted something safe and clean for the children. And I would say, just give me the best quality, give me the best quality. And then I realized that the strictest in terms of safety were the Germans. So we just said, okay, assume I'm gonna sell in Germany and give me something that will pass the German standards. So this is my way of finding proxies to solve a problem I had no idea about. So if you guys know about China, when you start producing, the minimum order quantities are 3,000 per color for them to turn on the machine on your own mold. It took us about 2 years to finalize the mold, to have a prototype. I had 3,000 lunchboxes coming to Dubai. I did not have a name, I didn't have a website, I didn't have a logo, I had nothing. Not even a company to clear the goods. So the things arrived to Dubai, and then the shipping agent calls me. He's like, I need your license to clear the goods and the test reports. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was like DHL. It was just going to come in. I did not. So I had to register the company, and the company is called Citron, which means lemon in French. And the idea was to get in GED names of fruits that my son was eating that nobody would think about. So I never thought of this as a business. This was a project. I was ready to lose the money of the 3,000 lunchboxes as long as I was solving my own kids' need. So the items came sorted. I listed them on Mom's Word and at that time Souk, not even Amazon. I didn't have pictures. I did not have description. They asked me for a barcode. I had nothing, zero. I mean, you're talking to someone that works on business plan, risk analysis, everything, and I did the opposite of what I've been paid to do for like my longest time. And honestly, we listed them on those platforms, and we just went sold out within 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm not the only parent kind of struggling, because my friends, when I was talking to them, they would always say, oh, my kid eats everything. I give him soup and he eats it. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I do to end up being the only mother always like, my kid eats nothing, he's super fussy. But then when I launched, I realized that the pain was for so many other moms. We picked up very quickly. I think we sold out within 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, we received a call saying, based on our data and analysis on those platforms, we need 11,000 lunchboxes before end of the year. And I'm like, wait, that was just...
Hold on.
It was just a thing. I think it started from there once we realized that the minute you start designing from an end user perspective, from a pain point rather than from a trend or a copy paste or anything, then things click. And we also came with a very high price point because the product was so clean and done in a certain way that our pricing has always been 20 to 25% more expensive than the big brands that are playing here. So I had a lot of issues. You're saying about the struggles I faced, not only from bringing things and compliance and listing, but issues on pricing, because we did first online and then we went to retail in the stores. So when we went to the stores, I still remember discussions with borders telling me, wait, this American brand, I sell a lunchbox at 70. You want me to sell at 180, a local brand that nobody knows? Are you out of your mind? And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's not the same. This is a small container made of cheap plastic. 70 is actually too expensive for it. I'm giving you something that is so much more complex. And that was actually our first challenge, is to get retail to list us, to accept, because their history with local brands, where they come and they disappear, quality is bad, people are not reliable, they're always out of stock, so they didn't want to give you a chance. So for me, getting a chance in retail was my first struggle. But once that got unlocked, and it got unlocked because of the buzz we made online. So the buyers from the stores, when we went to talk to them after some time, they said, okay, we need to list you because clearly all influencers are talking about you. So we need to ride the wave. And in a nutshell, that was my story.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful story. This is a great story, actually. I was always inspired by her story. I always heard it through friends, but really proud of what you have achieved, Sarah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now, Liliana, what has been your biggest challenge, and what inspired you to create Latin Foods?
Actually, everything that I have done, any project that I have been in, is because I wanted to help people. I mean, in reality, this is the real purpose, you know. I wanted to, I had these delegations coming, the companies coming, and they would bring products, and Some of them didn't know how to connect with the companies here. They didn't know how to follow up. They had issues with language. And they will give me the products and they say, Lilian, you can sell. And I'm like, no, I do your agenda and I can introduce you, but that's about it, you know? And they will end up giving me the products. I felt bad, you know? Always saying no. For me, it's very difficult to say no, by the way. It's something that I'm learning to achieve. Let's see if I can ever be able to say no, finally no to somebody. I cannot. If I know that I can do it, I would say, okay, let me try at least. And then I started trying, and they taught me how to do whatever I do today. I first obtained the information. I'm very sourceful, so I definitely I'm easy to connect with people. So I did. I mean, the PR was there. I was able to get the entities to understand how the process was, how to import. I taught them how to do it. I would spend hours until 3-4 o'clock in the morning teaching them how to do it. And I said, no, you have to change this. And it was silly things, but they matter. They really matter. And when we were able to finally import the products and sell to the companies, because one of the biggest issues that Latin American has is that nobody knows our products. And when you finally find a buyer, they want to try also, and they want to try small quantities. They cannot do a container, you know? So you find 4 or 5 companies and you put them in one container, and that's what you actually are able to sell. So I had all the setup, I had the warehouse, I found the warehouse, I import the product, I had the inventory, the storekeeper, and I had the deliveries. So I was able to manage, and that's how Latin Superfood started. And it continues, and it's been changing, completely evolving. I said, okay, I think I'll do it 1 year more, and then suddenly somebody comes up with new projects. Like every new delegation will be like, Lilian, and do you think you can do this? I'm like, I can try. But I learn a lot. So there is a lot of learning, and it's beautiful because the companies keep on bringing new companies, and sometimes I'm overwhelmed with work, you know. When I leave my meetings at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I get shocked. It's like, seriously, like, because they come here for 2 days or 3 days, and you gotta finish. There's no time, you know. And then I can rest, no problem. That's the good thing about being the owner of the company. So that's the real reason about Latin Superfoods, why we created it. And I think the reason behind why, how we found this business council is the same thing. It's because we want to help people, but it's the other way around. I already have helped people in Latin America, but perhaps instead of just being me importing the products, we should have more people in the business council, companies that are here, that can connect with others. So now I can finally connect them
the link
in a bigger scale. Actually, this is beautiful, right? Because I know that all of us, we have been through a lot of challenges. So what we mentioned here is a very small portion of what we have been through, all of us. And it's good for other women to listen to these stories and connect, because it's really possible to do it, even though it's not easy at all. It's really hard, but possible. We have all done quite important projects in the UAE as a foreigners, woman, non-Arabic speakers, and we have a ship, right? So Daniela, I actually also would like to hear a little bit about you.
Bueno, lo voy a contar en español.
Muy bien.
Senses by Dani surgió de una necesidad mía. Yo llegué a Dubái, no conocía a nadie. Es un cambio muy grande porque tú estás acá, no conoces personas. Dices, bueno, ¿cómo me voy a comunicar con las personas o cómo voy a conectarnos? Afortunadamente hoy en día hay espacios, hay lugares como este, pero no siempre los teníamos. Entonces dije, bueno, ¿cómo voy a conectar con esa comunidad latina? Y dije, bueno, pues si yo tengo el espacio, tengo conocimiento, trabajé muchos años en una empresa de café, 13 años, y dije, bueno, pues puedo transmitir ese conocimiento y puedo crear comunidad. Entonces, así surgió Senses by Dani. Empecé a hacer el proyecto y el taller en mi casa. Era una mesa pequeña, 4 personas, le decía a mis amigas, llegábamos, pintábamos, nos conectábamos, y después yo dije, bueno, empecé a crecer, empecé también a hacerme mucho más visible y creo que este fue uno de mis mayores retos, cómo me hago visible a la comunidad, cómo llega esa persona que está en su casa, que no sabe cómo conectar con las mujeres latinas y con la comunidad, cómo yo llego a ella. Entonces ahí tuve la oportunidad de conocer a un influencer, él me entrevistó y el emprendimiento se hizo mucho, mucho más grande. Ahí empezamos con los workshops en diferentes lugares, en Valdez, en Ori, en otras marcas, y así crecimos. Poco a poco me fui conectando con la gente y así se empezó.
Beautiful. Yes, exposure, right? I think it's one of the biggest challenges. Actually, I would like to say also a little bit about my journey. I had the same case actually when I created first the license. I created a customs
Yeah, you're
code.
like a normal person.
I created the customs code.
That's how it should be. Do not follow me.
You learn from that, right?
Yes.
So, and I had a very big accident actually in that moment when I did my first order, and I was like almost for a month in the hospital, and in that moment I received the product. So I was in a bed of a hospital, and my previous industry, this was like a plan B, right? When I received the product for first time, was like I knew the quality of the product because it's a very premium brand, and for me that's very important because I'm a salesperson of something I trust.
Yeah.
So for me to choose the right brand, the right garment, the right product was the must. So I took it as a plan B. I was in a totally different industry, totally different. And when we received it, of course, I was in bed and I was in wheelchair for a couple of months. And all the boxes were in my room. And I started calling friends, come and try, and then people start talking about. I connect with one influencer, Charlotte. She has been a great support, actually. Thank you, Charlotte. She exposed our product. I went in my wheelchair to her house to deliver her brand. She was like, "Oh, she really trusts in her product." So she exposed it, and it was amazing because it's a person that it goes through a real stories of challenges she had in her weight loss journey and getting self-confidence and all of this. And basically it was difficult because I was in a wheelchair, in a house, and I started selling from my kids' room, but with the certainty that they have an amazing product. So I was always very technical. It didn't matter that I was in the kids' room, toys. So I was hiding the kids, I was hiding the dog, I was hiding the helper. Everybody quiet, there is a client. But always very technical with the product. And people start talking about us, mouth of word, word of mouth. Word of mouth. And so exposure, what Daniela said, very difficult. Like you are in a room, wow. But I believe that's the beauty of Dubai or UAE, that when you do the things right, there is opportunities. They give us the opportunities. So this is good for other women, entrepreneurs, to understand. If you do the things correctly, if you have a great product or service, for sure can be successful. Lot of work, lot of challenges. It's a long journey. I'm still learning after 14 years of entrepreneurship. I'm just feeling I'm now starting to get the structure actually. But it's good to hear these stories to inspire, and that's the reason we did Tinto Time. And there is more to come. Thanks to Juan Valdez also to give us the space to do this sort of meetups. We have Colombian coffee here, so we wanted to be in a Colombian place. We are very proud of our country, and we will continue with more questions.
So actually the best piece of advice I got when I just started was make your mistakes and learn from them. Because very often I was trying to learn through other people's mistakes. What should I do? What should I not do? And I think someone finally came and said, just face your mistakes, go through them, learn your own lessons, and then from there you will start building up your own story and journey. And I think for me it goes with like the fisherman, right, that tells someone, I'm not going to tell you how, I'm not going to give you the fish, but I'm going to tell you how to fish, is something for me that was very valuable. And I think something that I would give as an advice to someone starting is just you don't need to know everything. There is no guarantee that it would work, as is there is no guarantee that it won't work. So why don't you just take the leap of faith, believe in yourself, in your gut, and actually failing or making your business does not define you as a person. You are a person and your business is a business. So as long as you're able to detach yourself from the failure or the success, I think it just becomes a much easier ride.
Thank you for that. I will take it also from me.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I believe it's to keep true to yourself, to continue believing in yourself. I think a lot of organization, a lot of persistence, and a lot of love. I mean, you have to do it with love because you really want to do it. You're not forced to. That way, these endless hours will be gone. You don't even feel them, you know.
It's that. It's believe in your project, believe with love. It's very important, the love with a workshop or company, big companies for like today, and that's it.
Thank you, Daniela. For me, I have been actually very lucky to have very brilliant people around me, mentors, for free. And I have been, it's been a bless actually. People with great experience in businesses, and I got few that changed my mindset about business. The first one, which was recent actually, last year, he told me if I knew what was my mission and my vision, and I said, yes, of course, it's in the website, yeah, of course. Then he started asking questions, and he said, work on your mission, because whatever you add a product, remove a product, you do something different, should stick to that mission and vision and your values. And that's something that makes a difference. Now, I only work with people that share my values. My suppliers, my clients, my staff, my mentors. So this is something that I understood after 14 years. I took a time of 1 month writing what are my values, what is really the purpose of my business, where I want to be. So whatever decision I take is going to be aligned to that mission and vision. So that was something that I started questioning me a lot. Another thing that is lately is like trust in the process. There is processes, and sometimes you believe, no, this way is better or that way is better, but no, trust in the process. Thanks, Rodrigo, for that. And the last one, which I will advise, discipline. I used not to be a disciplined person. That's why it took longer than should have been, because I think I have the capabilities, right? But I was not disciplined. So discipline is the key, one of the keys of being an entrepreneur.
Well, this is nothing like if I did it, everybody else can do it, you know? Like I'm not, none of us, and I think even if you speak to Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or anything, you just think if I did it, everybody can do it. What is a big deal about it? And I think this is what I try personally to give as a story always, is that do not think that any one of us has a superpower. It's not true. We just, as you said, worked, we're consistent. And I do believe in being in the right time, at the right place. Sometimes,
yes.
Sometimes you have the best ideas, but you're just not in the right time. And again, I so many of my friends, they want to launch, and their biggest fear, what if I fail? Or what if you don't fail?
then nobody would get married. What if I divorce?
That's my dilemma in life now
You
that
should
I am
actually should shoot
divorced.
that because it was
Yeah,
so natural
yeah.
what she said.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yes, I was going to say something.
Actually, you should shoot without
That's
any
us
questions.
knowing, yes, right?
It's more natural, and
Actually,
it comes
that
a real
divorce thing
conversation.
was like so spot on because just yesterday we were talking about this. I mean, I have a couple of divorced friends, and we're saying we're so bruised that today, when you see a couple together, married couple, you don't see happiness, joy, you know, that story that you had when you were a child. You just think of yourself, are they really happy with each other or they're acting? And then like, is there still love? Are you guys really loving each other? Tell us more. But it's the same in the business. If you only think that it will fail, then you won't do it.
Yes.
Correct.
But it takes...
It's a fear that we all had also, right? But as you say something very important, you are failing, yes, not really, you tried, so that's already a success to me. But as a person, you are who you are.
Exactly. You're
I
not
mean, nobody
defined.
can question that. Nobody can question that, regardless whatever was your profession, or you can stop being a teacher or a lawyer.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you are not successful, right?
Yeah.
So that was something very good.
Yeah, I think defining yourself by either your body, your business, your car, your jewelry, your bags and stuff is only a recipe for disaster because no matter how much you have, you're never gonna have enough anyway. There will be somebody better and stuff. And that
Everybody
is-
measures success in a different way.
Yes.
And success is really, it's not about a diploma or material things. It's in doing what you love and what
Yes.
you enjoy, and you don't feel you are working, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
That's real success.
I think
It
once
makes you happy. You're happy? That's
you're
it.
happy.
That's success.
For me, I remember they asked me the first time, what is success for you in business? What are you trying to build? And I never said I'm trying to build $1 billion business or anything. I said I'm trying to have a company where the people that I work with, I choose and we're all having fun. I walk into the office, I have music, I have good coffee, I have an amazing ambience. People go there having fun because I come from corporate where it was not fun. It was a lot of structure, a lot of politics, and I don't want those type of people around me. I just want us to have fun. And guess what? The more we have fun, the more we deliver, the numbers go up.
It's true.
It's crazy. And the more you start restricting and being strict and doing things, that the productivity goes down. So, and in today's day and age where you're hiring young people, you cannot be on the old way of managing at all. And for me, it's more fun. You go into an office, there is good music, people are laughing, they're happy, nobody feels they're working. All of my people, we tell you, we want to stay. We don't want to go home. We want to stay here because this place is homey, comfy. And for me, it was important. So for me, success was, I hope that my business gives me that personal, peace where I'm like happy, content, and I'm working with good people. And I know we are doing something that makes someone else's life easier, which is a parent, a kid, something. So that thinking for me was never a financial number. But by going through that inner peace and looking for something that is not material, the material does follow. And this is where I fail to explain it mathematically because I cannot. Whatever you believe in universe, in God, anything, is just when you put like your heart and soul and you're honest with yourself on what is your real goal by doing this business. If it's only money, you will get that. And be happy with that. I mean, but if it's something else, you need, because I hear people say, oh, I want this, I want that, but deep down, this is not what they want. So even either you pray God or you manifest or whatever you want to do, if you don't believe it yourself, it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. So yeah, for me, it's more about those things than the numbers, the targets. Obviously, you need these things. It does come. It does. You need to give. But when you have a happy employee that is sitting in the office, whether you're sick, whether you're traveling, whether you can't be there, whatever is your situation, the way they stand up for you is just... And they never ask you for a salary raise or all this stuff. It does not matter to them because it becomes a non-financial relationship. We are all in it together. I'm not your boss. I'm a nobody. I'm not smarter than you. I don't know. I actually work into very flat. And these things, I don't think you learn somewhere. It's either you believe in them and you do them. Because a lot of corporates try to do this. It doesn't work. HR will still come and says, oh, you didn't work 8 hours. You only worked 5 hours. Where were you? Deduct. And then the manager wants...
It doesn't matter how many hours.
But that's, I think, the new generation will only work like this. I don't think obviously you can't do this everywhere because you need people to be in your store. You need your therapist to be there. So I think there
is certain requirements that are the basics, but I think it comes also through leadership, because we are the face, right, of our business, but there is a full team behind that is working and making our vision to be shown to our clientele. And yes, I mean, leadership, right? When what you say, like, they don't want to go home, because if they are happy, they are believing in a leader, they will follow and they will all grow. We are all growing. Nowadays, actually, I said I want to hire people that knows more than me. So they will help me to grow even faster.
Yes.
You know? So
it's a beautiful thing. Yes.
Well, this is from my heart. Thank you so much. I'm really proud to have you here. You have gave us a beautiful lessons today, I think, and to many other people. I thank you for the time, because I know you're a very busy woman. So I know that time is so precious, and I really appreciate. And we have learned a lot today with you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been amazing to meet you all, and I'm always very inspired to meet people from different backgrounds, nationalities, and I think at the end of the day, we're all on the same mission here on earth, trying to be good, trying to do good. I always feel very energized and inspired to meet new people like you guys. So thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
All right, so I want to thank you, all of you, for sharing Tinto Time with Alejandra. I hope we can have many more and to enjoy our time, to have fun. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.